Meet Gary Miner, professional speaker, storyteller, and coach. His message revolves around his belief that organizations reach their goals only through people.
Thank you for coming. The single biggest distinction between mediocre, okay, C-quality leaders and those superior leaders that are consistently, day in and day out, over the long term, the best that people have ever seen at their job is the ability to handle conflict. Now, why do I say that? As Dolores told you, over the last 11 years, I've worked with a variety of organizations in a variety of industries, dealing with people all the way from frontline supervisors in manufacturing plants to CEOs and presidents of corporations. The people that are the most effective are the people that can actually deal with the conflict that comes up in their lives. Now, how many of you have been in an interpersonal conflict sometime in your life? Okay, that's everybody breathing, I believe. That's just the way that works. If you're going to deal with human beings, aren't you going to deal with conflict? It's just part of the show, isn't it? It always is. And I think always will be. Because without conflict, how do we ever reach conclusions that are based on the best that we can produce from a variety of ideas, variety of interests, variety of backgrounds and understandings about how things work?
He takes the time to learn each organization, its core business, its definition of success, and its goals for the future.
I'd like to thank Gary Miner for his excellent presentation today. Gary spoke with pediatric practice managers from across the state on coping skills for difficult situations in their practices. He equipped them with leadership skills and problem-solving skills that they can take with them and effectively use in their practices.
Notice one other thing that I did. All three examples that I've used, what have I done? I've repeated myself. Yes, yes. You're right, you're right. Miss Jackson, Miss Jackson. Why the repeat? Again, it breaks the pattern. They're not used to that. They're just not used to that. So let's try it again. Let's try it again. You did a great job last time. This time, I want you to stand up, say, Miss Jackson, Miss Jackson, and break the pattern. You ready? On three. 1, 2, 3.
Miss Jackson, Miss Jackson.
You did a great job, great job. Give yourselves a hand. That's M-E-M-F-U-S, Memphis. When we crossed that highest point in West Tennessee, you know, the top of the bridge over the Tennessee River? I was waiting for us to get there and to come past that because, see, the road does this until you get to the Tennessee River, and then the road does this. And you know, we could see Little Rock and probably Dallas if the earth didn't curve. If you want something funny, where should you go?
Dale's house.
Go to Dale's house. Go to Dale's house. So the way you get there is you go all the way to the Tennessee River. Then you start going like this for a little while. And then you get to Knoxville and you take a left and you go way up a hill, way up a hill, way up a hill, and it's on the right. That's it. That's how you get there.
Gary's clients are found in manufacturing, professional services, and all levels of government. His mission is to help his clients identify the potential in people and help release that potential for the benefit of the organization and its people.
Can you think ahead where you're going to be in 5 to 10 years? If I challenge you to live out of your imagination, where will that take you? Can you even guess what your imagination will lead you to in 5 years, in 10 years? Let's talk about the change cycle just for a minute. You go from denial to the next one. What's the next phase after denial? Say it again. Anger. Anger. Sometimes you can go to anger. But after you get out of denial, you go to defiance. No, that can't work. It won't work. That can't be a personal mobility device. He's trying to trick us. Then after the defiance stage, and the bike started to unfold, and Barry said, I'll give it a shot. Don't you move into discovery phase? Well, maybe that really is a personal mobility device. Well, by that time you can say maybe it really is a bicycle. Then after you go through the discovery phase, and when Barry's riding the bike, now where are you? Yeah. Yeah. You're in the dedication phase. Notice they all started with D. Yeah. Denial, defiance, discovery, dedication. Yes, it is a personal mobility device. It's a bicycle, and somebody's actually riding it. It must really be a bicycle. I'm suggesting to you that one of the ways to deal with those folks, when it's time to start talking to them about moving past change, is to have really a process conversation with them. And the process is about sitting down and saying, I know this change is hard for you. I know that it's painful. I know that you were used to the way things used to be and that you were comfortable there. But the change is going to happen. Please don't let it happen without you. If you haven't tried it, I really suggest to you that you try it. Because most times people don't have these conversations because it leads to the possibility for conflict. And we can't have any of that stuff going on, can we? Now, if we're in change and denial, we can't have conflict too. Yikes, we can't stack these problems on top of each other. Ha! Congratulations, it happens anyway. Ask them what it's going to take for them to move to commitment. Because chances are it's really pretty simple. Not all the time, but a lot of times it is. It could be as simple as, well, I just want to be sure that after we do this restructuring here at the company, there's going to be a place for me. Is that fair? Is that a fair question? Be able to answer that question for them. You've got to be able to answer that question for them. Sometimes it's that simple. If it's not that simple, you may have to dig a little deeper.
In your quest to tune up your teams, enable your people to renew their spirit, and help them cope with the ever-increasing speed of change in the workplace, Gary is the answer.